Oh, this is great. How about that? The defense intercepts the ball. He runs out of bounds with 59 seconds to go, just so that Peyton Manning can go on the field.
Did you see him go out of bounds on the first replay coming down the sideline?
I thought right. It looked like his right foot got close to the sidelines. Yeah.
His right foot.
Or, well, one of them was around the 3-yard line.
Play is not reviewable. First down, Indianapolis.
Oh, the officials called him out of bounds, and it's really not reviewable.
Well, if they blew the whistle, it's dead anyway. So Peyton Manning, if you're the Colts, do you actually throw the ball here?
No, what they'll do is well, I would, but they won't probably.
Oh, and they're booing him. They're not booing him. They're booing the call. They'll never boo Peyton Manning in this place. And I'll tell you what, if anybody would politic to be able to throw the ball, this guy is coaching like a person that wants to win.
He is a
record
class.
You bet.
First of all, he's a class act. Second, if he throws the ball down here, he's taking a chance the pass would be intercepted and run back for a touchdown. And how worthless would that be?
Now he's going to let the clock run down.
But one thing better happen. The Ravens better not call timeout.
I think
then all bets are off.
I think Tony Dungy's a little bit torn here, to be honest with you.
Oh, I'm sure he is. But he is doing the class thing. And Peyton Manning understands it.
And don't you believe that those Baltimore Ravens don't appreciate it also? And
Absolutely.
They'll remember that.
Look at the respect between a great defense and a great quarterback. Brilliant night for Peyton Manning. He'll be shoulder to shoulder with Dan Marino soon. He has 2 games to go to tie and break that record. The Colts win it at home, 20-10 for Joe Theismann, Paul McGuire, Susie Culver, and our entire ESPN crew. This is Mike Patrick. Good night from Indianapolis. Merry Christmas, everyone. We'll see you next week.
That's a great shot. That's 4. That could go all the way for 6 and a half.
This week on ICC Cricket World, have we got a big show for you. First up, we'll check out all the action from the second one-day international between Australia and New Zealand. We talk with Indian skipper Saurabh Ganguly. We preview one of the biggest cricket series we've seen for years between South Africa and England. Plus news and a whole lot more on ICC Cricket World. We kick things off this week by heading straight into some action from Sydney as New Zealand look to go 2-0 up against Australia in the Chappell Hadley Trophy. The Aussies shot out of the gate. Adam Gilchrist again a dominant force.
Round the wicket, you pitch it out outside off stump. Gilchrist will take you to the clears. That's in the air and that's gone for 6. He's got his half century with a 6. A magnificent pull shot, despite the fact that a fewsman's down there.
But just like in game 1, a top-order collapse followed.
Well, that's really challenging the fieldsman. Now that's got to be very, very close. Good piece of fielding from Matthew Sinclair.
Oh, great catch. Yes, he's got him.
Great shot.
But Darren Lehman, along with Brad Hogg, picked up the pieces and the Aussies got to 261 for 7.
Beautifully dealt with by Darren Lehman.
Lehman's 52 valuable runs saved the Australians from a tough position. Now let's take a look at the likeable left-hander. A veteran of 17 years first-class cricket, Lehman finally got an opportunity at international level in 1996. Even so, he's only become a test regular in the last couple of years. Lehman also had the honour of hitting the winning runs in the 1999 World Cup final and taking the winning catch in 2003. It's back to the action now, the Black Caps needing 262 to win. Brett Lee ensured they didn't start well.
Gone, got behind, attempting to play the cut. Nathan Astle didn't hang about it, he was on his block.
And And like the Aussies, the Black Caps batsman faltered.
Big shout. Big shout. He's got in.
At 86 for 6, someone had to step up, and Chris Cairns was the man.
It's up in the air. It is massive, that. The crowd on the hill are milling. Most of them aren't far enough back. And even Darren Lehman almost applauds.
96 with Cairns batting. Oh, this is in the air. This is going to be out. This is a disaster for New Zealand.
Big hit. A long, long six.
The game twisted and turned.
A longer one. It's a beauty. Good straight hit. That's going again. Not quite. Yes, it's gone all the way. There he goes again. This time over long off. It's gone again. It's a beauty. Over long off. Oh, if he hits, he's gone.
9 down, and after earlier dislocating his shoulder, Chris Harris bravely came in.
Beautifully bowled. Australia win, but what a match. What a comeback by New Zealand.
What a great match. Australia tying the series at 1 apiece. Gilchrist top scored for Australia with 60 off just 48 balls, while for New Zealand, Cairns hit 50 off 40 and Mills 44 off 26. Brad Hogg was named man of the match. And sadly, the series ended there. The decider in Brisbane washed out without a ball being bowled and the Chappell Hadley Trophy shared. Daniel Vettori was named man of the series.
Like ordinary children, Cody.
فتاة غير عادية.
It's as if she's listening to something we can't hear or see.
تملك قوى خارقة.
She's special. That's why they want her. Don't let them get the little girl.
تخوض معركة مع قوى الشر.
The slaughter of the innocents, they called it.
كيم بيزينغر تلعب دور البطولة في Bless the Child في عرض أول وحصري الأربعاء في الأوقات التالية على السوبر موفيز.
Hi, I'm Joe Callis, and you're watching ICC Cricket World.
Every big corporation in the world has a person at the top who's the one charged with driving the ship. A person who can lead, a person who can withstand pressure at every turn, a person who can rise to the responsibility thrust upon them. Sourav Ganguly knows how these people must feel. He understands the expectations placed on a leader, and as the skipper of the India team, he's the driver of the largest vessel in international cricket, and that is pressure.
It's not easy in India. It's not easy in any other part of the world. Captaincy is hard work, but it's a huge honor as well.
Hard work indeed, but as the figures show, Ganguly's hard yards have paid off as the Indian team has now climbed to 3rd on the ICC Test table, the highest the country has been in a long time. Ganguly's time in the top job has been impressive. From his 42 games as skipper, he has a favourable 16-12 split with 14 draws. Compare that to the 13 years before he took over the captaincy, and his figures are glowing in comparison. 5 more tests will see him pass Mohammad Azharuddin's record of 47 to become India's most capped test captain.
Ganguly is a very, very great captain because his record is very great, and as a player, he's a fantastic player. His one-day record is excellent. I think he's a number 2 batsman for India who got 21 centuries, and he just recently, I think, reaching 10,000 runs. It's great. In one-day cricket, he never played a defensive cricket. He's always positive. If he's not getting runs, he's go for step out, and he support you each and every ball. And he's a very good captain and good teammate also, and he's very aggressive. I really like Sourav as a captain and as a player.
His cricketing career started when he was in his late teens. And while most young boys his age are kicking a football in the local park, Ganguly was entering the world of international cricket, where he played his first one-day game for his country against the might of the West Indies attack. Quite a fearsome experience for a young kid fresh out of school. But for Ganguly, it was without fear, pressure, or expectation.
you don't worry about all these things when you're 17. You know, it's that age where you don't worry much. Once you get older, you start worrying about a lot of things. But at the age of 17, I never worried. Even when I played my first test match at the age of 23, I never worried much about what was going around, what's going to happen if I don't score runs and all these things. So I just went out and played. I enjoyed playing for India, and I wanted to play for India. So it was different. Then your mindset is different when you're young.
Ganguly has always showed maturity beyond his years. After making his one-day debut in 1992, he wasn't to play another international game until 4 years later. To most, this would have been a period full of frustration, waiting, wondering if or when a second chance would come. But the current Indian skipper had a strong belief in his own ability.
I knew I had time on my side, and if I could play well, I'll get an opportunity again. So it wasn't frustrating.
And play well he did. And on making his test debut against England in 1996, Ganguly became the member of an elite club by making a century in his first test match. From that game on, he's made his mark on the international cricket stage by being one of the game's top performers.
I try and give my 100% every time. Some days you succeed, some days you don't succeed. I've been around for nine years now, and I've put that behind. I'll try and improve and try and do better in whatever future years I play.
The Indian skipper has also developed a strong voice in his position as the leader of the country's cricketing fraternity by buying into the debate on the prospect of a two-tier system for international cricket.
If they're trying to get in a lot of new teams, in terms of Kenya, Bangladesh, and a few other teams who are trying to play international cricket, I think there should be definitely a two-tier system if you're trying to get 16 teams to play international cricket. In terms of people watching, in terms of the competition, it's not the same, and I think it's for that reason there should be a two-tier system.
Ganguly believes the gap between the top and bottom teams is now widening. And after a grueling 4-test series in India against the Australians, where the Aussies won 2-1, he believes the gap between first and second may also be coming wider as well.
They're a very good side, to be honest. We played very well in Australia. You can say that they're not unbeatable because we beat them in India and beat them in Australia. But they're a very, very top side. And if anybody has to beat them, they really have to be at the top of their game.
If Ganguly can keep Indian cricket on the rise, as he has been doing in the past 4 years, the future on the subcontinent looks extremely bright. And the skipper, well, he's just happy to be a part of Indian cricket.
In terms of the excitement, in terms of interest, in terms of people's involvement, nothing can match it.
Coming up after the break, we preview the series between England and South Africa, plus plenty more on ICC Cricket World.
Orbit, breaking the record in sports coverage.
Telling stories of light and darkness, Cinema City travels with the stars this January. A little love light illuminates Monday nights. And comedy brightens every Tuesday. On Wednesdays, we go to the darkest corners of the mind.
Let's get this show on the road.
While on Thursdays, Hollywood glamour brings a glow to the city. And every Friday, there's a chance to see how a big star shines in a triple bill. Darkness and light, good and evil, fear and laughter. Just great movies on Cinema City in January 2005.
معادلة بسيطة. مهارة. ندية. حماس. الدوري السعودي ينطلق مجددا الأحد في الأوقات التالية مباشرة على الرياضية.
Not like ordinary children, Cody.
فتاة غير عادية.
It's as if she's listening to something we can't hear or see.
تملك قوى خارقة.
She's special. That's why they want her. Don't let them get the little girl.
تخوض معركة مع قوى الشر.
The slaughter of the innocents, they called it.
كيم بيزينغر تلعب دور البطولة في بلاست تشايلد في عرض أول وحصري الأربعاء في الأوقات التالية على السوبر موفيز.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in this Orbit ESPN program.
And the answer to this week's question, Steve Waugh, 168. The first test between Bangladesh and India has finally been played after threats were made against Indian players before they left for their two-test tour. Indian coach John Wright feeling the tour will now continue forward without any more hiccups.
We know how well the government representatives did their job in Pakistan, and they're the same people. So I'm sure we're just going to try and play good cricket for the country.
And good cricket they did. After taking out the home side for 184 in the first innings, India replied by making 526, giving them a mammoth first innings lead of 342, mainly thanks to a double century from Sachin Tendulkar. Bangladesh tried in vain in their second innings with Manjural Islam Rana, the only one to get among the runs with 69. The home side finally going down by an innings and 140 runs, with Irfan Pathan taking out man of the match honours for his 11 wickets. After the game, the Indian skipper Sourav Ganguly told the media people need to be patient with the progress shown from the Bangladesh team.
I think you have to give them time, just like any other test side when they started early on. So I think they've definitely gone forward as a side. And as I've said, it's still early days, so we'll have to be a bit patient, especially the people who are involved in cricket in Bangladesh. Probably will have to be a bit patient and give them a bit more time.
Sachin Tendulkar's double century in this test has now placed him next to his fellow countryman Sunil Gavaskar as the two players to have scored the most centuries in Test cricket, both with 34.
I'm extremely happy that I've scored 34th 100 today. And first of all, I'd like to thank my family members, my father, mother, brothers and sister, and of course my wife. They've all stood behind me, and cricketing years, obviously the beginning was at the age of 11, where I stayed with my aunt and my uncle. I cannot forget them at this moment.
The second test between these two countries starts on the 17th of December. Still in Bangladesh, and another record also fell in this game. Anil Kumble took his 435th test wicket to break former Indian player Kapil Dev's bowling record. Kumble, playing his 91st test for India, passed the milestone early on day one and is now placed 5th on the all-time list of bowlers for wickets taken. The Australia players have joined the growing list of countries to be at odds with their administration over player payment and contracts. The players are concerned that Cricket Australia wants to change the way their pay is calculated. In 1997, a similar scenario nearly brought about a players' strike. However, at this stage, there has been no suggestion of such action. Currently, all Australian players, whether they represent state sides or the Test team, are paid from a 25% pool of Cricket Australia's revenue. And the final ICC rankings of 2004 are out, with the Australian team remaining on top in both forms of the game. In the Test rankings, India were the big movers, climbing to number 3 on the table for the first time since the rankings were launched in 2001. Things are not so good for South Africa and New Zealand, who've both fallen to the second half of the table after both being in the top half in 2003. In the one-day form of the game, second and third place will hot up shortly as Sri Lanka and the Kiwis battle out a one-day series in New Zealand. The West Indies one-day form is on the improve, while South Africa's one-day game is sadly matching its Test form. New Zealand speedster Shane Bond is aiming to be fit for a return to international cricket when New Zealand take on Australia in a home series in March. Bond is recovering from a stress fracture to his lower back, which has caused him to miss months of international cricket. Now to women's cricket, and India and Australia have started their 7-game one-day series in India with the Aussie girls on top early. They won an exciting first game by 14 runs, with Karen Rolton knocking up a brilliant 82. In Game 2, the Australians once again managed to scrape over the line with 4 balls to spare, thanks to another unbeaten knock from Karen Rolton. Off-spinner Shoaib Malik, who was reported to the ICC in October for a suspect bowling action, will be free to play for Pakistan in the first test against Australia, as the report on his bowling action will not be completed in time. The 22-year-old has been undergoing analytical testing on his action in Perth, Western Australia, with the results due to be released to the ICC within the next few weeks. Next week on ICC Cricket World, with the 2004 season drawing to a close, we take a look back at the cricketing year that was. We look at the best test match of 2004. The best one-day game of the year. And we'll show you our top 5 plays for 2004. All that on ICC Cricket World.
That's a great shot. That's 4.
The entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, where high rollers come to test their luck. The Champions Tour team of Craig Stadler, Peter Jacobsen, and Tom Kite took the early advantage with putts like this from Jacobsen. They own a one-shot advantage. The PGA Tour team, headed by John Daly, Fred Couples, and Jay Haas, had fun early, but now are 4 back, in need of more shots like these from Couples. The LPGA team, consisting of Grace Park, Christy Kerr, and Julie Inkster, is 1 shot off the pace. And knowing Hall of Famer Inkster can strike her irons like days of old, the odds look good for a comeback. The 2004 Wendy's 3-Tour Challenge is next. ABC Sports, in association with the LPGA Tour, the Champions Tour, and the PGA Tour, welcome you to the 2004 Wendy's 3-Tour Challenge presented by Dr. Pepper. If you travel 17 miles or so from the famed Las Vegas Strip, you'll find Lake Las Vegas Resort, where once there was absolutely nothing, now there's a world-class golf destination. Sculpted from the rugged desert terrain, there are 3 challenging signature golf courses here. And the crown jewel of these, the Jack Nicklaus Reflection Bay Golf Club, home to the 2004 Wendy's 3-Tour Challenge. And as we open up the second day of play, it's the Champions Tour with a 1-shot lead over the LPGA Tour and the PGA Tour at 1 under.
And hi, everybody. I'm Terry Gannon. Thrilled to have you along for day 2 of the Wendy's 3-Tour Challenge, now in its 13th year. If you were with us yesterday, you know it's a unique format here at Lake Las Vegas. 18 holes of cumulative stroke play. However, it's broken up into 3 separate 6-hole events. $240,000 on the line for the first 6, $260,000 for the second 6, and $400,000 on the line for the third 6 holes. So $900,000 in total on the line here at Lake Las Vegas. And as we turn to my partner Ian Baker Finch, that's exactly what happened yesterday. A carryover effect. The first 6 tied. So now $500,000 on the line for the second 6. PGA guys rooting for the LPGA Tour to tie it up here so it carries over to the final 6.
Yeah, the ladies were pretty happy, weren't they, after that putt at the 6th hole that Freddie made. The thing that I really like about this event is that it gets all 3 tours on a level playing field. I don't think any other event does it better than this one, because we noticed it, especially at the 9th, all 3 players from the various tees had a chance to reach that green in 2. And I think that's what this really does so well, and it really evens everything out. And you may say that the PGA Tour has the advantage, but not necessarily, and that's being proven here in the middle 6 holes.
Set to go on the tee at 10 from the PGA Tour, Fred Couples.
Freddie, play good today. Joey, good luck today.
Sarcastic support from Mr. Jacobson.
Perfect 3-wood there from Freddie.
Next on the tee from the Champions Tour, Peter Jacobson.
Thank you.
Birdie after birdie after birdie on day 1. 5 straight birdies for Peter Jacobson in his first 9 holes. And 5 under overall through the first 9.
Great shot there with driver. It's about 280 yards to there.
And Ian, take a look at the particulars here on the Jack Nicklaus design course.
Well, it's a good golf course too, but this is the way the event is handicapped, just distance from the tees. The ladies with about a 900-yard advantage.
The final player on the tee from the LPGA Tour, Julie Inkster.
Thank you.
Julie had a great day on day 1. Approach after approach shot within 10 feet.
Beautiful iron shots. Then knocked it on the 9th green in 2.
Three under so far for Julie.
Fairway wood off the tee there for Julie, just for position.
That's okay.
Meanwhile, second shot for Craig Stadler. Here at the par 4 11th with this group. Once again on a gorgeous day here in the desert, Steve Melnick.
Kind of a tough lie downhill, ball below his feet, but wow, really brave shot from there.
Very brave shot, just 3 paces more. He was over the back.
So his second shot at 11 on, and here's Daly from the bunker.
Well, got a good lie, but he's got to get up quickly, just over 110 yards.
Race Park, second shot at 11.
Well, just a beautiful tee shot, 94 yards left, and really staring right down the flagstick from where she is. You couldn't have dropped it any better.
Park safely on the green. There are some very special kids looking for loving families walking with the groups.
Hey everybody, this is Aaron. Loves basketball, riding a skateboard, like a little music, watching some TV. Got 2 beautiful siblings. Jeremiah, who's 4, and Brandon, who's 3. They just want to get adopted to a warm and loving family, like probably a lot of us have. So hopefully somebody will pick you up here, big boy, huh?
Yes.
You take care, all right? You got it.
Through the years, $14 million has been raised by Wendy's for kids looking for families. Jay Haas at number 10. This a birdie try. Dottie Pepper, who's played in this event 5 times, is with this group.
6 feet should be just inside right. Don't need to give the hole away at all.
And didn't. Getting a little bit closer. PGA Tour picking one up, but the Champions Tour still with the lead.
Hello, I would like to make a donation.
Wonderful.
These I wore when I won in Dallas. And when you go to Augusta, these shoes will rock. And for your next trip to the French Riviera, this is all you need.
Great. Thanks.
Hi, Duffy.
Oh, hi, Jesper.
The Salvation Army, proudly supported by the PGA Tour and its tournaments.
Ow.
Over 2,000 charities, 1 million stories, 1 goal.
Hello there. Because of a coin-throwing incident, Roma were forced by UEFA to play 2 Champions League games behind closed doors. I would urge UEFA to look for a different solution if this happens in the future. Playing in an empty stadium does nothing for anyone, least of all the game of football. In trying to get rid of one of the bad apples, Roma were forced to throw out the whole barrel, including the good ones. And this meant that loyal Roma fans had to pay the price. It was also a form of punishment to the Real Madrid players, who had to play the most important game of their season under less than ideal conditions. Real Madrid fans also suffered, and I feel football in general lost out. Football is all about the fans and their passion for their team and the game. Without fans, it becomes a farce. UEFA have to have seen the effect on this game. Surely there must be a better way. What would you like to see done? Let me know. That's what's in the Al Onion bag this week, and I'm Tommy Smith with a Y.
The classic teams, the classic moments, the classic rivalries. Join us as we relive the most historically renowned matches in the history of the game. The history of cricket continues with the classic matches. Wednesday on ESPN.
It's the home stretch for the regular season for the NFL on ESPN as the teams vie for a spot in the playoffs. Peyton Manning goes for the NFL record for touchdown passes when he leads the Colts into action against one of the fiercest defenses in the NFL, the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens, Colts, live tonight. Then the world champion New England Patriots try to improve to 13-1 when they take on their division rival Miami Dolphins. Ravens, Colts, live tonight. Patriots, Dolphins, live Monday on ESPN.
We welcome you back. Second shot here at the par 4 10th for Fred Couples, and Billy Ray Brown is out walking with Group 3.
From the right-hand side of the fairway, perfect angle to go to this front left hole location. Just 125 for Freddie.
Thanks, Julie.
Billy Ray, we saw a lot of that on day 1 from Freddie.
He picked up just where he left off yesterday, that's for sure, Terry.
Julie Inkster at number 10.
Also with the pitch and wedge, ideal shot would be just bring it just over the top of the hole, just pass and try to draw the ball back toward the hole.
It's not down. Great shot.
Or just hit it right at the stick, VR. Either way.
The evening break did not slow down these two players.
Little 9.
Now, Peter Jacobson.
Well, Peter chose driver off the tee, which only left himself 97 yards. One of those yardages where you got to kind of hit a half shot. You'd rather be hitting a full shot with this water just in front of this pin.
Turns through to the left beautifully, better than anyone.
Okay.
How about those 3 shots? Way to get it started.
Well, there's a youngster with this group who may be in for a long day.
Okay, sorry.
Sherry, having fun out here?
Yeah.
Who's this guy behind you?
This? My favorite sign boy.
Sign boy number 2. Number 2.
Sign boy number 2.
Boy number 2, sign boy something.
Sherry, I want you to look at this and notice who's up by 1. That's me. Me, baby, me.
And she's great reader and on the debate team. And there's going to be a little debate right about now if this keeps up.
Freddie Couples and sign boy number 2 to Grace Park. This for birdie at 11. Oh, Grace is on fire here.
He sure is. Rolling the ball beautifully on the greens.
And
very smooth stroke.
So the PGA Tour scrambled to get back to within 3, but now they're back to 1 under. However, Fred Couples for birdie. So he gets it right back. That at 10. Ahead to 11. Second shot for Jay Haas.
Jay's got 155 yards right out of the middle of the fairway. Feet are just a little bit below it, so it may help him get closer to this hole location. He'll be moving in from right to left.
Like the other players, Jay Haas is not alone on the course today either.
I want everybody to meet Brendan. He's 14. Brendan's my good luck charm, too. He's looking for a loving, caring home to go to. His basketball is his favorite sport. Harry Potter books he's into. Who isn't? And he's just a good kid. Got a great smile, and he is my good luck charm. Don't forget that.
Thousands have been adopted through this program through the years. Here's Jacobson for birdie.
Well, this putt just slightly downhill, a little bit right to left. This for 6 birdies in his last 7 holes. 5 birdies yesterday in a row.
Oh, went right. That ball went to the right.
Tom Kite's second shot at 11.
135 yards. He was a little more aggressive off the tee than Jay was, and it's paying off.
Tom.
Boy. There's the golf.
This is easy right now, isn't it, for him?
Incredible stuff.
Great shot after great shot. Julie Inkster now. This a birdie opportunity, and this for the lead. Remember, the LPGA tied with the Champions Tour at 5 under. Got it. At 11, second shot for Christy Kerr.
Just firing up the hill. Not a hard shot. Looks pretty good through the air. Beauty.
Oh, yeah.
How about those 3 shots?
Right on top of each other. May have even touched that ball a little bit, but inside of it, great shots as we continue here on day 2 of the Wendy's 3 Tour Challenge.
My heart's in a party mood. Little girl, I'm really been thinking. We can dance all night if that's all right by you. Little girl, we're in a party mood.
Simply the finest football on the planet. ESPN continues full-day coverage of the UEFA Champions League all the way through the championship game in May. ESPN, the home of the UEFA Champions League.
The NFL on ESPN. 2 games each and every week. These guys are tough. The NFL on ESPN. Your choice for a variety of great sports action every day is ESPN.
9 now, but when I was 8, I'd do things I wasn't supposed to. You don't talk when people are putting. Always repair the ball mark.
You keep your own score, so you have to know how to add.
And you gotta tell the truth.
Put a golf club in kids' hands and watch them grow.
If you do certain things that you're not supposed to, you get a shot added to your score. You don't want to do those things.
At over 100 facilities across the country, the First Tee teaches kids values that will impact their communities and the rest of their lives.
If it wasn't for golf, I'd be like my friends, a couch potato.
The classic teams, the classic moments, the classic rivalries. Join us as we relive the most historically renowned matches in the history of the game. The history of cricket continues with the classic matches. Wednesday on ESPN.
On the tee at number 11, Fred Couples, the PGA Tour needing a comeback, down 4.
Only 2 holes to go.
Freddie hasn't played much since the middle of the season, since the U.S. Open, after coming in second at Memorial, but he's on top of his game.
Striking the ball well, in good control, hitting good drives.
And that one was a good one here at 11. Pretty hole. Firing back up the hill, 410 yards for the men, 320 for the ladies. That bunker comes into play, 280 from the back tee to reach it. Ideal just to play it up to the right-hand side and then fire in uphill with the full length of the green.
Up ahead on the green, Jay Haas lining up a birdie putt.
We'll talk about quality golf shots. Jay's at 5 feet. He's out.
Yeah. Good try, Dottie. Well, he hasn't won since 1993, but it's been remarkable the last couple of seasons. 16 top 10s for Jay Haas, only 3 in the previous 2 seasons.
Yeah, I think it's great what he's done. He's played just incredibly well all year.
I'm very inspired by Jay Haas and what he's done this year.
He's just played well, and he's just shown that if you take care of yourself, and more importantly, if you get enthused, if you get excited about what you're doing, there's no reason why you can't play well into your 50s.
Stay out there. We don't need you out here yet.
Well, it's pretty amazing, and I agree with Craig Stadler's comment. Craig won the BC Open in his 50th year, but look at that, over $2 million in earnings and a place in the Tour Championship.
In the top 30 at the age of 50. Christy Kerr for birdie.
Not putting well.
Second shot at number 12, the par 5 for Craig Stadler. Steve?
Hanging line from 242, fairway metal. You'd love to play a draw, but almost impossible with the lay of the land and his shot. Yeah, pretty good play.
Kite. The birdie. So Champions Tour in a share of the lead now. At 6 under par, and the LPGA Tour at 6 under as well after that miss by Christy Kerr. Grace Park next to go, Steve.
Beautiful tee shot here, just 226 left. Now she can reach the green. The other 2 par 5, she was about 10 to 15 yards out of her go range. She can handle this one.
And an idea of how this course is set up for all 3 tours, Ian.
Yeah, I think the rules officials, representative from each of the tours, have done a great job equating the distances of the players to the tee positions.
That's a 3 medal. Lost it a little right.
Try to baby it too much.
Yeah, left to perfect there.
The voice of Billy Ray Brown, the most recent inductee into the Houston Cougars Hall of Fame. Freddie Couples in this final group here at 11. His second shot, the approach.
This is a pitching wedge from 134 yards. Played a beautiful drive for this position. Pretty good angle. This group the past 2 days has really played off each other. Everyone's played so well. It's kind of like everyone's feeding off each other.
Grace Park, this her 3rd shot. So that left for birdie. You know she's a world-class player, but did you know she's a world-class shopper as well?
That's a shame, isn't it? That's my only hobby, but what can I say? I'm a girl. I like to just relax away from the golf course, and I like it. I love shopping.
Craig Stadler shopping for an eagle right now at number 12. Stad's the player of the year on the Champions Tour this year. 5 wins, including a major.
Thank you.
Gel Blend tradition. So he'll have that for birdie to get the Champions Tour to 7 under. Remember, 12 is the last of this second 6 stretch here. $500,000 on the line. Interesting stance as Stads puts it in for birdie to get the Champions Tour to 7 under, a 1-shot lead. Don't forget, tomorrow night, Al Michaels, John Madden, and Michelle Tafoya will be in Miami as the Patriots take on the Dolphins. Monday Night Football, live at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific here on ABC. This, a birdie try and a share of the lead for the LPGA Tour.
I think the ladies are liking this new format right about now.
Yeah.
Being dragged along by the two-tie, all-tie in that first session.
Got it. So here on the final hole of match number 2, we have a tie. 7 under, the LPGA Tour, the Champions Tour. Daly made his par at 12, so the PGA Tour needs a comeback.
Describe them as the best rounds of the year. We're searching through our collection and choosing what we consider to be the best of Friday Night Fun. Every week, only on ESPN.
ESPN Sport Legends presents Greg Norman. They call him the Shark.
He started talking about his escapades with the shark hunting, and that's how the legend of the Shark began.
Greg will pull whatever club out of the bag that it needs to do it, and that was his attitude, and Australians loved that.
Over his career, Greg Norman amassed 68 international victories and 20 PGA Tour victories, including 2 British Open championships. But there were many more majors that simply got away.
He told me this story, caught this fish for like 3.5 hours, some incredible amount of time. I said, wow, that's amazing. You know, how big was it? What did it weigh? He said, oh, got away. For him, the thrill was fighting it for 3.5 hours, and the fact that it got away was almost secondary to him. And it's sort of the way that he went at golf.
ESPN presents the best of Friday Night Fights with 3 years as the IBF Cruiserweight champion, undefeated the Savior, who's ready for his 6th title defense when he faced an experienced Jorge Castro. Friday on ESPN.
Second shot at 12 for Tom Kite.
Tom's got 274 to this front hole location, but obviously well downhill. He'll be taking a rip at this.
Just has to make sure he misses to the right if he misses at all.
Absolutely.
He did not.
That is a very bad miss.
I agree. That's going to be a
stop
tricky little
there.
shot.
Just where you don't want it.
Not exactly a lot of green to work with now, but at 11, birdie try for Fred Couples. Jacobson missed his birdie try just a moment ago.
Well, Freddie missed one from almost this same length at the 10th hole. Ah, got that one in. Great putt there by Freddie.
Yeah, he doesn't miss 2 in a row too often.
Hot, baby.
So Couples getting the PGA Tour to 4 under, 3 back. Christmas Day, the NBA is on ABC, and you won't want to miss this one. Shaquille O'Neal taking on his former teammates. Kobe Bryant and the Lakers hosting the Heat. Our coverage gets underway at 3 Eastern on Christmas Day. Julie Inkster for par. She was behind the green, played to here. This to save par at 11. She pulled it.
Oh, that was a costly miss.
So this final group will head to 12, and that bogey, should Julie put this one in, drops them 1 back.
One thing I've noticed with Julie, when she's missed on the high side. She's really overhit or overpaced a lot of her putts, especially in that first 6 holes. And again there, that was just too firm to take the break.
Hot, baby.
The 3rd shot at 12 for Tom Kite. What's he got here?
Well, he's left this in a definitely not a great position. It's in a little bit of a depressed area from the carts driving over it, and he's got about 25 yards total, 20 of it in the air.
If anyone can do it, Tom can. He's a genius with the lob wedge.
Oh. Thank you. Thanks.
Good shot from where he was. He'll be happy with that.
It's not the place to be.
Now, prior to Tom playing, Christy Kerr from just off the green. 3rd shot here at 12.
Most situations, I'd like a little bit of a bump and run, but I'm not sure it's not a little too wet. No, she's gotten away with it. Very nice.
Amazing physical transformation for Christy Kerr.
A lot of things changed for me when I came out on tour. You know, I was heavy. I'd always been heavy, and I wasn't playing the golf I wanted to. I was overweight significantly, and as a result, you know, had little nagging injuries back and forth. And I said to myself, wait a second. This is your dream. This is what you want to do. So if you're going to do it, commit 100% to it. And I went to see a nutritionist and a trainer, and 2.5 years later, I had lost 60 pounds. Now, I'm sure I put a pound or two back on, but I feel like I'm pretty healthy. And, you know, this is all a process of just my whole evolution.
Good for her golf game, even more important for her general health. Kite for birdie.
Pivotal putt here for this second 6-hole match.
Yeah, not an easy one either.
No, it certainly isn't.
Would have been his fourth birdie of this second 6 holes. So that thought he had it. Christy Kern now for birdie, trying to tie up the Champions Tour, the LPGA at 6 under.
Well, this is a lot like the putt she just missed at 11. It's a chance to make the world good again.
All is not
That
right
broke.
with the world.
Yeah, that broke a lot. They misread that one. Because she hit it firm too inside the cup.
And Dottie, you said it. She's had a couple of opportunities. She hasn't cashed in.
Yeah, she had trouble with that yesterday. Just seems like her speed's a little bit off. First thing she said this morning was, wow, these are a little faster than I thought they'd be.
PGA Tour 3 back. Freddie Couples back in the fairway at 12.
Good chance to get there.
Well, that was from 263, downhill lie for Freddie. Coming up the right-hand side of the green, looks great in the air.
Oh, yeah, eagle putt for Freddie.
Uh-huh.
They're back in this thing.
He is really having a good time.
Couples reaches in 2, and the eagle would tie it up for the PGA Tour. Now at 13, the next 6 holes of play, remember. Here's Stads just off the green, second shot. Hey now.
Well, he turned 4.